This is the Emergency Medical Minute. The Emergency Medical Minute is excited to announce that we are now offering AMA, PRA, Category 1 credits via online course modules. To access these and for more information, visit our website at www.emergencymedicalminute.com/CME-courses or simply click on the link in our show notes and create an account.
So I was going to talk about the vaccines. You know, everybody's talking about vaccines and, you know, this new Moderna vaccine, the mRNA vaccine, but it is really interesting. But I do have, I'm working today, then Friday morning, Saturday morning, Sunday morning, or something like that. So I got a bunch of mornings to talk about vaccines. So I thought maybe I would, just for today, start at the beginning, and then we'll get eventually to the mRNA vaccine. You know, vaccines started back around late 1600s, early 1700s, where somebody named Jenner observed, and a lot of people knew at that time, that if you had cowpox, a disease called cowpox, those people never got smallpox. And smallpox was a deadly disease. Cowpox wasn't that bad. Jenner was the first guy to say, hey, let's try inoculating somebody with cowpox, actually taking the fluid from a cowpox vesicle, injecting it into people who hadn't had either disease, see if you can give them cowpox and see if that prevented smallpox. And it did. It actually worked. That inoculation worked. And so that's where vaccines came from, right? The Latin word for cow, or anybody, the Spanish word for cow? Vaca, so, right? So you vaccinated somebody. That's where it all came from. But then years later, also, Louis Pasteur over in Europe was doing experiments on chicken cholera. Who knew chickens could get cholera? Terrible chicken diarrhea. So he wanted to inoculate a bunch of chickens, give them cholera, and then do some experiments on them. So he said to his lab assistant, okay, I'm going down to the beach for a month on vacation. I want you to inoculate all these chickens with chicken cholera. I'll be back in a month. And his lab assistant said, cool, all right, see ya, see you in a month. Louis Pasteur left, and the second Louis Pasteur left, his student went down on vacation also and never inoculated the chickens. The student said, well, I'll just stay for 3 weeks. He's gonna be gone for 4 weeks. I'll get back. A week will give me enough time to inoculate these chickens. Meanwhile, the chicken cholera was just sitting there in either culture dishes or chicken broth, dying. And he got back, he inoculated all the chickens, and a week later, Louis Pasteur got back, and all the chickens were fine. And he said to his student, what did you do? And finally, his student admitted to him, well, I waited 3 weeks, and then I gave it to him. Though they're all inoculated, but none of them were sick. So Louis Pasteur said, all right, let's get a whole new fresh batch of chicken cholera, and we'll inoculate these chickens again with really good live chicken cholera. So they did. And what happened? Nothing. All the chickens were now immune to chicken cholera. And Louis Pasteur figured out that if you inject a chicken, at least, with a weakened or dead bacteria first, that stimulated their immune system to prevent them from getting the bad bacteria later on. So this was the first steps in learning about vaccination and inoculation. And we'll get to more over the ensuing days, yes.
We are on a quest to provide the world with free medical education. Please help us out by rating us on iTunes, following us on social media, and subscribing to our newsletter at emergencymedicalminute.com.